Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
The 49ers have a few major value plays on the offensive line. Yeah, Drake Brindle, very, very cheap for a center. And then Colton McKivitz, who is his third consecutive season in the top 20 of our 49ers Rush Countdown. Comes in number 15 this year in 2025. He's up 2 spots from last year, was at number 17. 2023 was at 12, his highest. And then 2022 was number 32 as a swing tower. He just came in, took over the right tackle job, and 3 consecutive years of very good performance. Now, he does have that, once every 3 or 4 games just gets blown off the ball and, kind of misses and, whatever else. But nowhere near what Mike McGlinchey was doing. And that was kind of the replacement, right? Mike McGlinchey, a top 10 pick, goes and gets paid top 10 money to go play for the Broncos. But Colton McKivitz stepped in, and I would argue you lose a little bit in the run blocking, even though he has improved dramatically the past 3 seasons at run blocking. Not as good a run blocker as McKivitz, but a much better pass pro. And, if you had to ask me straight up, like, you want Colton McKivitz or do you want Mike McGlinchey? I'm taking Colton McKivitz even without the salary discount. I just think that he is constantly improved. And now he's heading into his 29-year-old season where, his birthday's right at the start of the season. He'll be 29 at the start. Wears jersey number 68 and tough as nails. Loves to get the last punch in. I just love, you'll hear the whistle and he'll always jab the defender or get his hands on him, just pesky, tough. Always have to have the last point of contact. He was like that in college at West Virginia as well. 6'6", 300 pounds, 33 3/4 arms. He ran a 5.3 40, 1.82 10-yard, and a 7.8 3-cone. 8'10 broad jump, 20 bench press reps, and he's going into his 6th season. The 49ers have extended these kind of cheap, valued contracts to Colton McKivitz, and I think that's kind of the end of this. Is probably going to be his last year. He's going to be a free agent next year, and after you saw Jalen Moore go get $15 million a year, Colton McKivitz is better than him. And his career earnings so far, right at about under $10 million. He's going to get over $10 million a year if he just has relatively close to the same season he's had, the past few years. If he plays like he did last year, again, you're talking $16 to $18 million a year. I don't think the 49ers are comfortable paying that, but the 49ers are hoping they can get one more solid year out of him. Being brought up, this is an outdoor. His bachelor's is in wildlife and fisheries resources. He's an outdoor kid all day. Fishing, hunting, all that kind of stuff. That's just kind of the way in which he was raised. Caught his first fish with his dad at 3 years old. Ohio kid, born and raised, East Richland Christian High School, the Lions, before transferring to Union Local High School, the Jets in Ohio. And Union Local, the high school, recently retired his jersey. He was so freaking good. 2-year team captain there, all-star, whatever else, academic honor roll. He was also a 4-year basketball. He was an all-state basketball player in high school all the way back in 2014. So, captain, division, whatever. The dude did it all. Goes to West Virginia and started 47 out of 50 games. And just, all Big 12 conference first team, honor roll again, and just was so consistent and just mean as hell. I remember watching the Longhorns play him. I was like, this dude is just mean. Mullet-looking dude, just out there always hitting people. I loved it. Goes to the 2020 Reese's Senior Bowl. 49ers fell in love with him. They liked him so much that, remember, this was the year after Joe Staley retired, and nobody knew Joe Staley was retiring. So you're heading into the draft, no information out there, and the 49ers were planning on taking Colton McKivitz with that 3rd-round pick, I believe. John Lynch alluded to this after the draft. But then the Trent Williams trade, they were able to get that done. So they trade for Trent Williams, so they kind of pass on Colton McKivitz, but he falls to the 5th round. And John Lynch said, we were comfortable taking Colton McKivitz in the 3rd round and having him come in to fight for that Joe Staley left tackle replacement job. But you trade for Trent Williams, one of the greatest trades in 49ers history. Colton McKivitz falls to the 5th round. They take him there, and Colton McKivitz didn't come out well. Like, let's just be very honest. Actually got cut his rookie year and then brought back, and that's when the change happened. He had an awesome interview with Matt, and I thought that was really, really cool. But like, the Niners were so high on this guy. He was a gold helmet player, which they don't really talk too much about anymore, but they loved what he was. It just took him a while to kind of get what it meant to be a pro, the consistency and all those things. But you're talking about somebody that, played 300 snaps his rookie year, 70 snaps 2021, 68 snaps 2022. But now he's a 3-year straight starter, over 1,000 snaps back-to-back years. And last year had his highest overall grade, 72.2. He had his second highest pass pro year was 72.8, and had his highest run blocking grade with 68.6. So you're talking about an ascending player that is on 3 consecutive years of improvement. And man, if you could just get a carbon copy from Colton McKivitz, what he did in 2024 to 2025, good Lord. You're talking the 49ers are a top 10 team whenever it comes to offensive tackle play. Trent Williams skews that dramatically, but right tackle is one of the least talented positions in the NFL. Teams do not have quality right tackles. Colton McKivitz is a quality right tackle. Is he a top 10? I think he's probably in that 11 to 15 range. That's probably where I put him as far as right tackles go. But if he just takes one step up, you're talking about a top 10 right tackle. This dude is going to be getting paid next year, period. Injuries, he's been consistently available. The minor injuries, but haven't really resulted in missed snaps. Again, back-to-back years with over 1,000 snaps. Not a lot of 49ers have been able to say that. Again, career earnings just under $10 million. He's played 62 games, started 39 games, played all 17 games last year, and again, 72.2 pass pro, 72.8 run blocking, 68.7. Like, the dude is just getting the damn job done, and he's not written in pencil, the right tackle. It's written in pen. He is the guy, and it's a contract year. A lot of people focusing on Juwan Jennings, but, Kyle Shanahan brought up, Colton McKivitz is another guy that is deserving of an extension. But after that Jaylon Moore $15 million deal contract the Chiefs gave him, man, if you're Colton McKivitz and his agent, you just say, hey, we're not signing any more value deals. You're going to wait next year, go out, get paid, double your money in 1 year. So I'm hoping Colton McKivitz goes out there and dominates, goes elsewhere, gets paid. 49ers get the compensation pick. That's kind of the idea. That's the philosophy and the playbook with how they build. I don't know who the incumbent at right tackle is. The 49ers are the only team in the NFL that have not drafted a center or a tackle in 3 consecutive years in the draft. The only team. I don't know who the backup is. Austin Pleasance has been that guy, the backup right tackle all throughout camp. You have Spencer Burford there as well. Andre Dillard's going to be healthy at some point, hopefully. But Colton McKivitz is the guy. And with Chris Forster and how much he loves continuity, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets an extension, but I'm not sure it's in the cards with how much the 49ers have already extended with Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Fred Warner this year. I think it's let him play out his contract, go get signed elsewhere, get that compensation pick, try to replace through the draft or free agency on a cheaper value option. 49ers don't like spending on offensive line. I think that's going to continue. But Colton McKivitz, A-plus job last year. Best season by far as a pro. Can he build on that? If he can, this 49ers offense is going to be chugging. Thank you, Ben, for helping write today's episode. And for us in the 49ers Rush team, we're just going to keep counting them down.